it's always a thin line when it's like small talk, like when you're digging into your recollection, or you ask someone a question that makes them like try to, oh, you remember such and such or this or that, and then to apply it to something like you're trying to connect two things together, you know what I mean? And it's like it's not really fair to you, it's to everybody, okay? Not just me. It's not really fair to you though that you're open to a whole realm of speculation of the next words out of your mouth might mean disaster, and then they aren't, and then like, oh, yeah, you know, and it's always a thin line like the whole time. So I'm gonna try to practice being funny subtle all the time, funny. I'm never gonna laugh because I want to make it what's it called, weaponized. Weaponize small talk, and keeping it small talk. Keep it small talk. That's crucial. If you don't accomplish that, then it's no point. It's you know, because there's like duper delight and glee that's fucking hubristic, then fucking it doesn't change anything that's gonna happen. I mean, you wouldn't want to know the future because you couldn't change it. But in some sense you have to before you can break out of that. It's, you know, like just, you know, congeniality, not generalities, like not to summarize the mysteries, but to acknowledge them, then that's, you're coherent because you can acknowledge the mysteries. You just like stop solving them, because it's like usually there's something that somebody's worried about that's going to be a disaster that you might talk about. Does that sound right on? Sound accurate? That couldn't be right on. I mean, just talking is probably mental telepathy is probably more right on than just talking, but that's pretty close, you know what I mean? And then from there, I mean, you're allowed to like digress a certain amount. You're allowed to make distinctions to a certain amount to get your point, and then that's, you know, still like a thin line, you know, like dangerous dance moves, like, was he tricky dance moves? I mean, I'm not saying that there's like huge consequences for a small channel or anything like that, but I noticed people dancing around stuff that they had to evade it. Like, you know, it's like, okay, but they have a right to have a channel. If we all know something and nothing's being done about it, you're no longer covering up something. And so it's like, they just reminded me, like, oh yeah, okay. So like Tom Fitton and Judicial Watch is talking about something, and are talking about somebody's impeding or interfering or something in the investigation. So I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, if you want to go one further, JonBenet Ramsey Sr.'s lawyer is the same lawyer that Ghislaine Maxwell had. They interfered and blocked the indictment of JonBenet Ramsey's father. I mean, we could, if we want to, the people could figure out who Epstein trafficked people to, but they have to talk to everybody. You know, we have to like on social media platforms and invite them to talk. You know what I mean, like that. Like, so what's this, and that? Because you know, the viral and everything, and You know, do you, like, so I mean, they got Puffy to make an apology, even though he didn't want to. He tried to fucking ruin it himself. He tried to make it invalid himself. To be like, you know, I mean, he's gonna be trolling, acting victim too. Like, yeah, it's not shocking that the victimizer is a victim too. But like, I'm not gonna say too much more to give people, you know, an urgency to like take preemption and shit. Because they were like, oh shit, you know, they do something. Like, it's like, I don't know anything, but just the ability to reference something, it's going to tie off at the sooner or later. It has a shelf life. It's just like everybody is an effect on their environment, or like whether you want to or not, or you want to admit it or not. And the power of belief still lies there. So the thing about people with low, like no integrity, is that they could easily trade that off. Whereas somebody with high integrity does maybe know how they affect the situation, but everybody's looking at them as a reference point. Bingo. I mean, is that accurate? That's accurate, right? And then there's no reward for them too, huh? You know? Like, it's going to be a reward and some haters and everything. And then some people are going to snitch on themselves because they're going to describe as hating. So they're going to be like telling on themselves because haters got to hate too. Damn.